Hey everyone, Adam here. Just a quick note before we start this episode. The lockdown audio problem curse has struck us again. I promise you I did not record this episode while sitting in a bath, but for some reason it sounds like I did. Hopefully it's okay. We're having these issues every week it seems, and we just want to apologise for them. But as soon as we can get back in the same room, the show will be back up to its normal standards. So that being said, let's get on with the episode. Cheers!
Hello!
Ahoy!
Welcome to another episode of Bottom of the Stream.
Our first December episode.
I know it's coming close to Christmas, Nick.
That's excellent. We are in Advent.
We are, that's true.
Have you got an Advent calendar?
I haven't.
What?
I know, I'm not organised this year. I need to go to a supermarket and see if there's any in the discount bins or anything.
I saw a post earlier on, I'm going to say Twitter because that's usually what I'm on more. And a guy couldn't get to the shop. Well, no, he couldn't find any Advent calendars in the shop, so he just bought a big box of Ferrero Rocher, and he'd noted the dates on each one.
That's a good idea. It's a bit more expensive.
But I think he said his wife or girlfriend had to have 2 on the first because it wasn't quite the right amount.
That's a good idea.
But that's using your initiative, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I had a cheese one last year.
Oh, nice.
It was all right. Although there was some that weren't very nice. So, and there was only like 5 different cheeses in it, and they just kept repeating.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is the problem, isn't it? The odds are you're not going to like every single one. But
no.
Hey, that's the lucky dip of it, isn't it?
Absolutely, it was. I got that late on as well. I think I brought that on like the third or fourth.
I see you had like a week's worth of cheese to eat at the start.
Can't beat cheese.
No.
How's your week been?
Mine's a Smarties one, I think.
Oh, nice. Do you get one Smartie behind every door?
No, they're all slightly different products, but they've all got like Smarties in them.
Oh, nice. That sounds good.
So like some of them are just like a bit of chocolate with like mini Smarties embedded in the back.
Nice.
So.
I do like a Smartie.
Yeah, me too.
What have the kids got?
Barbie advent calendars. So
sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, this is, what is it today? The 3rd?
Yeah.
So we're really close to Christmas now. How's the Christmas shopping going?
I think I'm nearly done. I think I just need a couple more things.
Really? That's impressive.
Yeah, but I only have to buy for one person, so.
True.
Unabashedly, my wife buys for everyone else, so.
That's true, I guess. That's the one good thing about having a wife.
Is that it? Is that the only
That's it. Yeah, I can't think of any other good reason to have one, if I'm honest. Not yours, though. Obviously, yours is the best.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just in case she listens.
Absolutely. I'm too scared of her to not. I just burnt myself a minute ago.
On what?
Cooking my dinner.
Oh, right.
The grill. I put a couple of naan breads under the grill, and
Yeah.
when I turned them over, I caught my knuckle on the grill.
Wow.
It really hurts.
Good bit of grilled knuckle.
And now I've got some grilled knuckle for my dinner. It's gone all white. Hope it's going to be all right, not fall off.
Oh, yeah.
If it falls off during the show, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you don't want your knuckle to fall off.
You don't. Your finger would follow.
Just, well, maybe you should have an ice pack on standby.
I've got an aloe vera plant downstairs. I'll use that.
Yeah, just wrap it in that.
Yeah, I'll wrap it in a plant.
It'll be fine.
Absolutely. Have you got any Netflix news? Should we do that first?
Yeah, okay. I've got
Yeah.
one news and one is just something that I noticed has appeared on Netflix today.
Nice, okay.
or yesterday, and I'd never heard of it. I'll start with that one because I'm already launching into it. So I'd never heard of this program. I thought, that looks really interesting. I'll mention that, and then I just hopped onto Netflix to have a look at the trailer and stuff, and saw it's like number 6 in the UK top 10.
Oh, really?
So definitely not up with the times, but it is a fictional documentary called
right.
Alien Worlds.
Oh, that was at the top of my list when I was just looking for a minute ago.
Yeah.
I didn't notice what it was, though. I didn't
So
saw the logo.
So it's done in like basically a David Attenborough style, but it's people walking around an alien world doing their documentary.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, we can just travel and see different worlds.
See what we think they might look like.
So that's a pretty cool idea.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, and then I saw, actually it's already on Netflix. Oh, actually it's in the top 6. But there you go.
I might check that out. That sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, I think there's only
right
like
in my
4
street.
episodes or something, but each one's focuses on a different planet.
Cool. That sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll check that out and we'll report back next week then.
Nice.
Cool. Sounds good. I've got one bit of Netflix news.
Okay.
It's not really news. I just found it quite interesting. Oh, you remember a long, long time ago, right back when we started doing the podcast, I think, Netflix decided they were going to follow the BBFC's rating guidelines?
Yes.
That project is now finished.
Right, okay.
So everything on Netflix is now rated according to the BBFC's like U12, 12A. 15.
Okay, so they've finished the trawl.
They finished the trawl. And the BBFC are now asking all other streaming services to follow in Netflix footsteps. And it says, and this, the thing I found interesting was it says it's been done by an algorithm. The Netflix staff watched the entire catalogue on Netflix
Okay.
whilst tagging sex scenes, depictions of violence and swear words, and then fed the data into an algorithm which the BBFC had designed. Because normally the BBFC, there's people that decide.
Yeah, it's like a board, isn't it? And
Yeah. But they watched 10,000 different pieces of content
wow.
and then fed all this into the algorithm. I thought it was quite interesting. But then something that even more struck my attention was there's a stat, and it says BBFC research suggests 85% of parents want age ratings on streaming platforms.
Okay.
That makes sense, yeah?
Yeah.
And 95% of teenagers do.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't get that. So, really? So I was really surprised when I read that.
They don't want their parents to be watching something unsuitable.
No, obviously not. That's weird. But yeah, so 85% of parents and 95% of teenagers want age ratings on streaming platforms. And it's there now. Netflix is fully compliant with the BBFC and will be audited every year, apparently.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so and they're urging other people to do it.
Well, it makes
Quite
sense.
interesting.
I mean, I don't really see how other streaming services can't now, if that's
What
out
surprised
there.
me was that they had to watch their entire catalogue, but surely some of the catalogue is already rated.
Yes.
You
So
would think, wouldn't you?
so-
Unless it must have to be re-rated.
why do I have to go and re-rate Jurassic Park, for
Yeah,
example?
exactly. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? But apparently they did.
Okay.
So, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, imagine that being your job. I've just got just months and months of
Sitting
just
watching
watching
Netflix
stuff
all day.
and just pressing a button when someone goes to the bone zone. Or,
Imagine some of the shit they have to watch.
yeah.
We know some of the shit they have to
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully they divvied it up fairly and they didn't give someone just like all the garbage.
If they'd have watched Elementary the same week that we did, it might have got into the charts.
Yeah, maybe.
Have you got anything else?
Just a quick one. So
Go for it.
just wanted to mention, obviously in the news yesterday, it came out that Elliot Page has,
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
confirmed he now wants to be known by male pronouns going forward. And Netflix have confirmed really quickly that they are already sort of updating his name in all the credits of everything they've got with him in.
Excellent.
So I thought that was a really good move from them.
All power to him. It's absolutely brilliant that he's
Yeah,
brave
100%.
enough to come out and do that. Also a Botsker Award winner.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll have to update our website as well.
Yeah,
And the Drowning in the Stream Award and the first ever Botskers
that's true.
for his portrayal of In the Cured.
Oh, what a movie that was.
Terrible movie with a big name actor in it. Yeah, so I'll update that on the website. I've literally just thought about
Yeah, I'd totally forgotten about that movie.
that. I wish I could. I've got some stats for you. You know how I like a stat.
Oh, I love a stat.
You know the Queen's Gambit?
Yes,
It's been doing really well on Netflix.
sure.
So I spotted some stats. Somebody put them. It was actually Sam Asheroff, the guy
Yes.
we interviewed. He put some stats up on Netflix, on Instagram.
So Sam was one of the co-directors of I'll Never Forget My High School Friends, which is
Yeah.
a indie movie available on Amazon Prime. And
Yes.
we
We had him on the
interviewed
show.
those guys back in the summer.
Yeah, mid-lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But it feels like it might have been even earlier than that.
yeah.
But he
I'm
put some.
throwing a random dart and just saying summer because I'm not sure when.
Might have been even earlier. I don't know. It was a while back. He put some stats up. I think he'd taken it from somewhere else, but it was about the Queen's Gambit, so I stole it. So shout out to Sam, but I've stolen your Instagram post. The Queen's Gambit debuted on Netflix on October the 23rd.
Okay.
To date, this is going back a week now, so it's probably more. To date, 62 million households have watched the show.
Nice.
Watched as in Netflix watched.
2 minutes.
I think it's 70 seconds or something. Since that time, what percentage increase of chess set searches on eBay has it increased?
Oh,
By what percentage?
I bet it is. I reckon it's like 600%.
Well, not quite. It's 250% increase in searches for chess sets on eBay. Google search queries for how to play chess have hit an all-time high. It's never been searched that much before.
Okay.
The original novel, which I didn't realise it was a novel.
Yes, it's a novel from the 60s as well, I think.
It's 37 years old.
Yeah.
And it's now a New York Times bestseller after 37 years.
So, yeah, it's... Because obviously the TV show set in the 60s as well, but yeah, it was a current novel upon its release.
It's now become a New York Times bestseller 37 years after its release.
Yeah.
And the number of players on chess.com has increased by 5 times.
Oh, wow.
So chess is a big thing at the minute because of the Netflix effect, as it is known.
Oh,
I thought it was really interesting.
Really hipsters with beards and no socks playing chess just because it's cool.
I thought that was really interesting.
That is interesting.
The fact that the Netflix can have that sort of effect on the pop culture community.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought so. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
Finished the American Barbecue Showdown.
Oh, cool. What did you think of the finale?
Amazing.
It's insane, isn't it? It's like the hardest finale ever.
Yeah. So basically the challenge is for the two finalists, they have to cook, they have to roast an entire pig.
Yeah.
For 14 hours.
14 hours. And they have to stay up overnight and do it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's not just that, they have to build
they have to build
a pit.
Yeah.
From scratch.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
It's such a good show.
I really
Somebody
enjoyed
at work
it.
came up to me today and told me they'd started watching it, just really coincidentally.
Oh, cool.
I was like, oh yeah, you'll love that. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah, it's definitely recommended. We've recommended that show a lot on this show over the last month or so. I've watched 2 films this week.
Oh, yeah.
I've managed to put my PlayStation down and put some films on.
Okay.
I watched The Christmas Chronicles 2.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've not done it yet, but
I was
how was it?
putting my Christmas tree up on Monday. So I thought I'll put a Christmas film on while I'm doing it, so I thought I might as well watch that. Yeah, it was really good. It's equally as good as the first one.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's really good. Whoever decided to cast him as Santa is a genius.
Yeah, good job.
He plays it so well. He's really well done it. He's really well made in it. Yeah, really good. Really, really good fun. I enjoyed it. And I also watched a film called Dead in a Week or Your Money Back.
Okay.
You ever heard of that?
No, never.
It's a little bit older. It's about a guy who's suicidal, but he keeps failing. He tries 10 times to kill himself and can't. It just doesn't work. He can't do it. And then he hires an assassin to kill him. And he's got a week, basically. This assassin says, "Oh, you'll be dead within a week, but I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to do it." And during that week, his life turns around. He sells. He's an author, and he sells one of his novels. Falls in love with a girl, and then he has to try and stop this assassin trying to kill him all the time.
Cool.
It's really good, but instantly forgettable.
Okay.
I enjoyed it when I was watching it, but it's not going to shake any trees. It's just there.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's just it's quite fun, but you're not gonna remember it after a couple of days.
I've watched one more thing.
Okay, cool.
Holiday Home Makeover with Mr. Christmas.
Okay, go on. I have no idea what that is.
It's this dude called Ben.
Yeah.
I don't think his second name is really Christmas, but
Ben Christmas.
Let's say it is, because he says he's Mr. Christmas, and he just goes and makes over houses ahead of Christmas, and it's
that sounds good.
Atrocious decorations and gaudy outside displays and all this sort of stuff.
Proper like old school American Christmas lights and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like at one point he spray paints a load of yoga balls to look like balls.
Amazing. I might have to check that out.
Yeah. That just reminded me as well. I saw a promo in the week for Middleditch and Swartz.
Oh yeah. Is that coming back?
No, I think it's. I don't know whether they're just trying to drum up sort of repeat viewings or whatever. And the whole premise of the promo is that they have to name like their favourite 5 things on Netflix.
Yeah.
And Ben Schwartz is like, Stranger Things, all the top stuff. And then Middleditch is like, oh yeah, bog gloopers. And all this really horrible random stuff. I was like, it feels a bit like me and you sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. People ask me for recommendations on Netflix all the time, and I'm just like, I don't watch the good stuff. I only watch the bad stuff. Right. Have you got anything else?
No.
No, mate. I'm still watching Man Down.
Okay, yeah.
Sticking with that. I'm on series 4 now, so I'm nearly through it, and I've actually really enjoyed it. Once I got used to what it was,
cool.
I found it a lot of fun, actually.
I've started season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Okay,
yeah.
I've still not finished season 1.
I
need to get back on it.
I've only watched one, but yeah.
Cool.
Get back into that. But that's it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we've got something else we want to do in this episode, so it's good that we've sped through that first bit.
Cool.
This week's film is called Would You Rather. So we hit our Discord and we hit our Twitter, and we asked people to send us some good Would You Rathers in so we can answer them in the show.
Yeah. We've had loads.
We have actually had a lot more than I thought we were going to have. Quite a few of them we can't read out because Ross Cook especially is a deviant and needs locking up.
Well, I might choose one of them. I haven't decided yet. I'm
Feel
going
free
random.
to choose one of them, but and we've got quite a lot. We're going to do an extra bonus episode for the Patreons where we finish them off. We're going to do a couple in the show. Do a couple right now, and then we'll finish the rest off on Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to hit me first, or shall I hit you first?
You go. You hit me.
I knew you were going to say that
because I've not got it up in front of me right now.
I'm going to do this. This is one of Ross's, but it's one of his tamer ones. Would you rather eat a full set of teeth or drink a pint of sweat? In both cases, you get to choose the person they come from.
Pint of sweat.
Really?
Yeah.
You answered that with no hesitation.
I don't like teeth.
Who's the person you're taking it
from? Does it matter?
No. It's still disgusting no matter what.
Sweat, isn't it? Can I put it in the fridge for a bit? Or has it got to be like straight from the source?
Straight from the gland, I think.
Like straight from the gusset?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. Would teeth be like, I don't know. You couldn't crunch down on teeth though. But could you take them like a pill, like swallow them with some milk?
Yeah, but they just come out the other end.
Oh, yeah, it's disgusting. They're both disgusting. Ross, you weirdo. I don't know if I could drink a pint of somebody. It's like salty water. Eating teeth is just like a horrible thought. Yeah, not doing that. Yeah, we'll go with that one. I'll agree with you on that. Disgusting. Your turn.
Okay, I will go with one that's coming from the Time Shifters podcast. So you can find them on Twitter at TSPOE_pods.
Yeah, they've actually got 2 podcasts.
Yeah, so it's Time.
One Twitter account. It's Time Shifters and Orphaned Entertainment.
Yeah, they are.
They're great guys. Really good guys. Definitely, it's a group. They're both.
Yeah, we'll have to try and do some. But I really like their Would You Rather. So
yeah, 100%.
Would you rather not be able to watch your favourite movie again, or be able to watch it whenever you wanted, but to do that you would also have to watch the worst movie you've ever seen every week?
Oh, that is a tough one. So I could either never watch my favourite movie again, or watch it whenever I want, but I have to watch my least favourite movie every week.
So what movies are you thinking?
That's tough. I guess The Shining is probably my favourite movie overall. Although that's probably changed since I don't remember what I said last Christmas on the bottom of the burrito episode, which is coming back this Christmas as well, we should probably mention. Yeah, I would go with The Shining as my favourite. My least favourite could be any number of things. I don't think I could live without never seeing The Shining again.
But you've got to watch Hotbot every week. Every single week.
I think I'd have to.
Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, that's Hotbot time.
Hotbot's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but I get your point. I think I'd have to. I can't not watch The Shining or The Shawshank Redemption or something like that ever again. No, I'd do that. I would watch whenever I want, but I would watch my worst movie every week. It might grow on me eventually, you never know. What about you?
I don't think I'd want my favourite movie taken away from me, so...
Yeah, you have to, don't you?
But I would want to reserve the right to give it up, I think.
Okay, next one. I'm going to pick one from... I'm going to go with Grief Burritos, because we love those guys. And I've just mentioned the bottom of the burrito. At Grief Burrito on Twitter, would you rather have fingers for toes or toes for fingers? It's a tough one, isn't it?
I think I don't want toes for fingers.
No, it'd be really weird. It'd make things difficult.
Yeah, very much so. And I don't really like my toes. So are they going to be my toes as well?
Yes.
Because my little toes are useless. Like
True.
So I'm going to have Fingers for toes.
I think that'd be better
Yeah.
anyway, because you'd be like a monkey. You could climb trees and stuff. You'd be able to grip things better.
Also, you could like just give weird massages.
So if you've got fingers for toes, do you have fingers
Yeah,
for fingers
you're
as
just
well?
doubling up.
So you would have it'd be like having 4 arms. So you could just
Well, no, because your legs aren't changing.
no, but you could still like grip things better with.
But none of your
fingers
shoes
and
would fit.
toes. That's true. You would never be able to wear shoes
You'd have to have like shoe holes, and
or flip flops.
yeah, or massive shoes. Just
The clown
clown shoes, just to fit your fingers.
I still
in.
think it's the better option.
No, I do as well.
You couldn't game with toe fingers either.
No, that's true.
Couldn't do anything. You couldn't type. It's got to be fingers for toes. There you go, Grief Burrito. Answered for you. Do you want to do another?
Yeah, I'm gonna choose one from Shark Select.
Oh,
which,
God. Really?
Which is actually, for those guys, it's pretty restrained.
Okay. That's good. That's unusual for them. I love those guys.
But
Shout out to Shout
I really like this one. It was from Winstolf, from Shark Select. Would you rather have every song? So you start to play a song. Every song you start to play turns into Smash Mouth in your ears, or every movie that you start to play turns into Shrek.
Smash Mouth. Every time. I love Shrek as a film, but every film was Shrek? No.
So, what if you?
And I like that Smash. I've always liked that.
What
Smash
if
Mouth
you
film.
combined two of these, and every time you put your favourite movie on, which was Shrek, you'd also have to watch your worst movie, which is Shrek.
That's very true. It's one of my dad's favourite movies. I think he'd probably say, if you asked him,
What, he'd take the Shrek?
He'd probably say Shrek. He'd probably say Shrek, yeah.
I think I'd have to say. I think I'd have to say, sorry, music. I need the
Yeah, me
movies
too.
more.
Absolutely. 100% need movies more than any music. 100%. Plus, Smash Mouth All Star's a great song.
I mean,
So-
yes, but every song, that's the only song you will now hear. So 3 seconds
When
into.
you're walking down the aisle at your wedding or something.
Yeah, everyone else hears
Smash
whatever it
Mouth
is.
comes on.
But you're.
But you
Yeah.
hear Smash Mouth. I'd
So that-
take it. I'd
You
have
know,
to
if
take
you're
it.
at a party or in a club, every song is Smash Mouth. You get like 2 seconds of, I don't know, Beyonce.
It'd drive you insane eventually.
Yeah.
It'd drive you insane
Great
eventually.
question.
But imagine just not. It is a great question. But imagine not being able to watch a film, or the start of every film, and then all of a sudden it turns into Shrek. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Definitely not. I think we've got time to do one more each.
Okay.
I'm going to go with this one. This is from the Inside Oz podcast, at Inside Oz podcast. And they've suggested, would you rather fight one Brock Lesnar-sized duck or 10 duck-sized Brock Lesnars?
That's a big duck.
That's a massive duck.
I am going to take the duck-sized Brock Lesnar's.
The 10
Yeah.
duck-sized Brock Lesnars.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
10
I agree
ducks
with
is
you
still
there.
quite a lot. But I think I've got
Yeah.
more of a fighting chance.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can just kick them.
Just
I'd love to kick
Just
a
punt
miniature
a few of
Brock
them
Lesnar.
away before they kind of get their teeth into you.
Yeah, definitely.
I-
A Brock Lesnar-sized duck is a terrifying form.
It's like I just on the Shark Select Discord there was Ryan put a meme up and it was a very hench duck, and that's exactly the thing I've got in my head right now. It's not just a Brock Lesnar sized duck, but it's like as hench as he is as well.
That's Brock Lesnar. I just like the idea of 10 little mini Brock Lesnars running around eating bread. I just find it really funny. And I think I'd stand more of a chance. I'd just punt a few into the lake, but then they'd swim back. That's what I'm going for. Anyway, one more from you, and then we'll get on to talking about the actual film.
Okay, my last one. I'm going back to Ross Cook. Let's finish where we started.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And for more of this goodness, check out the Patreon. Would you rather heckle a stranger's funeral
Yeah.
or only eat cheese sandwiches for a year? That's all your meals. White bread, butter, mature cheese, nothing else.
Oh, I do love a cheese sandwich, but that's a lot. You'd be so ill. You'd be so ill from it. But could you really go up to a funeral and start heckling? I'm pretty sure I couldn't do it.
Do you think you'd you'd get there, but you wouldn't go through with
I
it?
don't think I'd be able to.
Especially when you're only allowed like 8 people at a funeral.
That's true, actually. That would make it a bit easier.
See,
Oh,
you'd have to stick your head over the wall or something.
too nice a person to do that. Imagine being at a funeral and somebody starts heckling. I just can't even imagine it. But then I do love a cheese sandwich. I'm going to go with cheese sandwiches.
So that's like 3 meals a day all year.
Just cheese.
A
Is
cheese
there any?
sandwich.
Is it going to kill me?
I mean, I think you probably have to take a few supplements, but I don't think it's going to
Is
kill
there
me.
is there any health deficiencies to this? I need to. If it's not going to kill me, then yeah, I'm taking the cheese sandwiches.
Fine, I'll go and heckle you.
Yeah, I'm not a stranger.
Okay. It doesn't make it worse. Fine, I'll
Be by the time it's my funeral. You never know.
I'll take the funeral.
Really?
Yeah.
I just can't imagine doing that. I couldn't even heckle a comedian, and they're expecting it. So, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. Well, thanks for those, everybody who sent them in. We will do the rest of them in our Patreon episode, so if you want to check that out, head on over to the Patreon. There'll be a link in the podcast description. You ready to talk about this week's film?
Sure.
Okay, this week we watched a film called Would You Rather, quite coincidentally, because that's what we've just done for the last 20 minutes. Would You Rather is from 2012. It's an 18. It runs for 1 hour and 33 minutes. Currently rated at 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb. Stars a lady called Brittany Snow, who plays a character called Iris. She was in Pitch Perfect and Pitch Perfect 2 and Pitch Perfect 3, so you probably know her from that. Also stars a guy called Jeffrey Combs, who plays a guy called Shepard Lambrick, which is a great name.
I felt like I knew his voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, would I? What do I know him from?
He does do a lot of animations.
Okay.
Like Marvel and DC animations. Let me get his IMDb up. He's most famous. He's in Reanimator, which is a 80s like horror film. Have you heard of it?
Yes, yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah, he's in that, and he's in the second one of those, right? And he's also in The Frighteners.
That'll be where I know him from.
Is Michael Douglas in it? Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox, great movie, really underrated.
Yeah, it is a great movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in that.
Watch that a lot. That'll be it.
He does do a lot of voice acting. He's in the new series of Creepshow as well. He's in a lot of like the DC stuff, like DC Lego films, Scooby-Doo and Batman films, Transformers. He does a lot of voices for that sort of thing. Hulk cartoons. He's in one of the Beethoven films, the newer ones. He's in quite a lot of stuff, but he's mostly famous for horror movies in the 80s.
Okay.
Also stars a guy called Johnny Coyne, who plays a character called Bevins.
That's a great name. Johnny Coyne.
Johnny Coyne. Do you recognise him?
No, I don't think so. Should I?
He does quite a lot of stuff. He's probably most famous. He's in Nightcrawler.
I've never seen it. No.
It's a really good film. Actually, You should check that out. He's in one of the Tomb Raider films. He's in quite a lot of stuff, to be fair, but I thought he was really good in this. I really enjoyed him in this. He's in Preacher. Have you ever watched that?
No, that is on my list to watch.
Yeah, he's good in that. He does a lot of TV work. He's in the new series of Twin Peaks, or the newer reboot of that sort of stuff.
I mean, one of the best things this movie did have going for it was this just its eclectic cast.
Yeah, it did have a cast. That's for definite. It definitely did have a cast. It's got John Hurd in it as well. I should probably mention that. John Hurd, obviously most famous for being the dad in Home Alone.
Yeah.
He's also in Sharknado, the first one.
Sure.
It also starred an older lady whose name escapes me, but she was Sheldon's Mima in Big Bang Theory.
I thought I recognised her. So her name, just bear with me 1 second. I saw her a few weeks ago in Hubie Halloween.
Yes, Jean Squibb.
That's it.
Her name is. She plays Linda in this.
So she is still working.
Yeah.
She's 91.
That's incredible. That is incredible. I mean, obviously this film's like 8 years old, but like you say, she's in Hubie Halloween, which came out
this year.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
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 She's still working at 91.
She's Oscar nominated.
Oh, really?
And she spends most of this movie sat next to an actual porn star.
That's very true.
That's how eclectic this cast is.
Yeah, it's quite a cast.
Yes. That's Sasha Grey.
Yes.
Yeah, and it is eclectic cast, and they're all pretty good.
Yeah, I've got no issue with the cast in this film. It was directed by a guy called David Guy Levy and written by a guy called Stefan, and I'm pretty sure his surname's there just to hate me. It's Schlachtenhaufen.
Okay.
Stefan Schlachtenhaufen.
Great name.
They also together wrote and directed The Mandela Effect.
I'm aware of that.
Effect.
Yeah.
It's not about Nelson Mandela. It's the Mandela effect.
It's not political
I've not seen
drama.
it, but apparently it's really good. And that sort of thing really interests me, so I might check that out. I know Shard Select are well into the Mandela effect. And yeah, there's your cast and crew. Do you have a one-word review?
Party.
Party. Yeah, this film's a trip. I was actually really looking forward to watching this.
Okay.
This is like a piece of me. This sort of film. I love this sort of film.
Yeah, it's definitely right up your street.
Yeah, put people in a horrible situation and give me a bit of body horror.
Were you aware of it previously?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Ross claims that he added it onto the list. I think I did, but he says he did, so I'm gonna go with him. But no, I'm definitely glad I've seen it. We'll get into what I actually thought of it as we go through, I guess.
Sure.
So where does this film start, Nick?
A job interview.
It does.
So our heroine, maybe, I'm not sure if that's what you call her, is a woman who we soon find out her name is Iris. She is played by Brittany Snow, and she is having a interview of sorts. Looks like to be a waitress.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? It's not going very well, though.
No.
She's got no experience in being a waitress. And the guy doesn't seem that interested in her.
Yeah, it kind of gives her a bit of a brush off. We'll let you know.
So maybe you could be a hostess or something. Yeah. Then we cut straight from that to a title card, which cuts straight into a credit sequence, which is basically the names coming up over some X-rays, bones and shit.
Yeah, bit padding, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Over some really creepy violin music.
Yeah, the soundtrack to this is very minimalistic.
Yeah, it really is. We cut back to Iris. It turns out that she looks after her brother, who has been injured in some sort of accident.
Oh, I just thought he had cancer.
No, I'm sure she says. I've written it down, so she must say at some point that he's been in. But she might have been making that up.
Right.
To the guy she was interviewing, because she was kind of giving him a bit of a sob story. Anyway, she's talking to her brother.
Yeah, because it later comes out he's waiting for a donor, isn't he, for something?
Yeah, he's waiting for a bone marrow transplant.
Yeah. So, yeah, I presume it was cancer.
So she must have just been saying that to the guy she was interviewing to get some support. Right. And she says to her brother, look, I'm going to go to the doctor. I'm going to go back to the doctor because he's found a way to help us cut some of your medical bills down.
Sure.
So obviously this film's set in America. So she does. So quite quick. This film moves at a bit of a pace at the beginning because it obviously just wants to get you into the meat and
of course it does, yeah.
To veg of it. So she goes to this doctor's surgery and she meets the guy who's going to help her cut some costs. And there's a rich man sitting there who is Shepard Lambrick, Jeffrey Combs' character.
He's just shelling nuts, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just sitting there all like cool,
leaving the carcasses on the doctor's sofa.
Yeah. It turns out he runs like a foundation, and apparently they believe in creating opportunities for everyday people.
Yeah.
And he chooses people every year to give some money to, basically.
Sure.
Which is standard, I guess. I guess that sort of thing happens.
So far, so noble.
In the world. Yeah, exactly. So he says, we've got a dinner party tonight. There's going to be other people there. And he does say at this point, you're basically going to compete to see which one of you is going to get the money.
Yeah.
We don't know how they're going to compete at this stage. But the winner of this competition will get all your medical bills paid. He even says they've got a donor lined up. They can jump the waiting list and that sort of thing. And Iris is like, well, this is a bit all too good to be true. So she says to the doctor, is this real? Can I believe this guy? And the doctor's like, yeah, I'm all for it. He says, I've been through this. I won his game and it changed my life.
Yeah, he says I was in a similar position and you should do it.
Yeah, so everybody's on board. It all seems pretty above board and on the rails at this point.
She's not sure though immediately, is she?
She's not. No, she says she needs to go away and think about it.
Yep.
So she gives him. I can't speak, which is bad for a podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty vital.
It's pretty bad.
Lambrick says to her,
"Here's my card.
You've got a couple of hours.
Yeah,
I need to know by 8 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah, the meal starts at 8. We've got a car that will come and pick you up, but you need to let me know.
Yeah.
So she goes back home. She tells her. I think she pretty much decides straight away she's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, she gets a phone call saying that she's not got the waitress job, and that kind of seals it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So she looks she looks longingly at Lambrick's card.
Yeah.
She just kind of sits there and stares at it, and then she tells her brother that she's going out with some old school friends. And so at this point, we're like, okay, she's definitely doing it. Then.
There's a quick flashback, isn't there? And they're both in the car, and it turns out they're just coming back for some tests, and she's no match for the bone marrow.
Yeah.
Or as I've called it in my notes, bro marrow.
Brown marrow. Nice. A car comes and picks her up, and she gets taken to this massive mansion.
Yeah.
We've got a thing for mansions this season.
Yeah, it's a creepy mansion.
Yeah,
Another
we've got
one.
a few of them in this season of the show. And she gets shown into a room by the butler, who she meets at the door. And she meets 7 other people there. So the rest of the guests are already there. She's introduced as the 8th and final guest of the evening. This is where I've written, John Hurd is one of them.
Yeah, and I wrote, one of them's Crabman from My Name is Earl.
Yeah, that's true. I've written one lady's in a wheelchair. That was June Squibb, Sheldon's Mima. Don't care if she's Oscar nominated. That's what she'll always be remembered as. Just one cameo episode of Big Bang Theory. But 2 of the guys that she meets are more friendly than the others.
Yep.
Because they kind of introduce themselves. Though, is that Cal and Lucas?
Yeah. Cal's the guy from My Name is Earl, and
Yeah.
Lucas. He was familiar. He's been in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and has been had a very small role in a couple of the Avengers movies.
Oh, right, okay.
I
Done well for himself.
Yeah, he's just like a S.H.I.E.L.D. suit type guy.
So they kind of introduce themselves. They make her a drink and settle her in a little bit. Then we cut back. We have a brief cut back to after she left the doctor's surgery earlier on. Obviously, Lambrick's still there with the doctor. And the doctor's quite reluctant now she's gone. He's like, I don't think she's the right person for this.
Yeah.
Probably just leave her alone.
Well, Lambrick just
like,
is like, I don't care. Here's an envelope of money. Just shut up.
Yeah, here's a load of money. I think she's perfect. Let's do it. Then we cut to Lambrick, and he's sitting in his office away from the rest of the guests with his son, his son is called Julian, and he is the Penguin from Gotham.
Yes.
And I believe the first time in the history of the show where I've got a pop vinyl of him. I think that's the first time that's happened. So he's the Penguin from Gotham, which I think must have came after this. Gotham's not that old, is it?
No, I don't think so. No, because it only ran for like 4 or 5 seasons, didn't it?
Yeah,
and it must have only finished a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I never finished it.
I never finished it either.
I watched like the first 2 series, enjoyed it, and then I think it moved channels in this country, and I never picked it back up.
Did it move channels and then start again?
Oh, it might have moved channels but missed a whole season.
Something strange happened that made me think, no, I'm fucking that off.
Yeah.
I can't remember. And they're basically having a conversation because Julian's a bit of a head case, and his dad's like, look, we're going to be there at the table with these people, but we can't get involved in the game. You can't. The game is sacred.
Yeah, he's basically, don't touch anyone.
Don't touch anyone.
You can talk to them.
You can talk to them. Don't try and influence them. Definitely don't touch them, and let's just see how the night goes. Cut back to the room where they're all waiting. It's like a waiting room, I guess. And Bevins comes in and he's like, you need to leave all your personal belongings here, all your jewellery, all your watches, all your phones.
Car keys in a bowl time, isn't it?
Car key, yeah, basically. Here's a box, put everything in, they'll all be safe. But you can't take anything in there when you go in for dinner. And so they do. They head into a dining room, which is where the majority of the rest of this film is now set. And they all sit around the table. And Lambrick and Julian make a grand entrance after everybody's seated. And we have some dinner. Dinner is served.
Yep, serve some wine.
Yep.
Bit of dinner.
Now, did you catch what the dinner was? Because I'm going to ask you a question. And I'm not sure of the answer, but I think I'm right.
I think it was steak, medium rare.
Yeah.
Foie gras.
Yeah.
Asparagus.
Yeah, and mash.
And mash.
It was a ribeye steak, foie gras, I can't say that, asparagus and mash, which I'm pretty sure was the same meal the guy ate in Tao.
It's very close to it, yeah, now you mention it.
Pretty sure. It was very, I've written it down, same as Tao, question mark? I'm pretty sure, it's really random, but I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same meal that he ate in that. However, Iris...
You've remembered that because it was a trivia question, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. And I think that's why I've remembered it. Because when he said foie gras, I'm sure we've definitely had that. I'm pretty sure he had it with ribeye and mash as well. It quickly comes out at this point that Iris is a vegetarian and she's neglected to tell them.
Yeah, she says, no, it'll be fine. The potatoes are fine. The veg is fine.
Yeah.
Because Lambrick says, well, we haven't got anything else.
Yeah, you're not having anything else. And then the game doesn't begin, but you get an essence of the game at this point.
Sure.
Lambrick says to her, I want you to eat it. And she's like, no, I can't eat it. And she's like, and Lambrick says to her, here's £5,000, eat it. And then instantly goes, actually, it's 10.
Yeah.
Eat the steak. And I'm like, oh, we're starting. I like it. And she does. She eats it for 10 grand.
Yep.
I'd eat a plate of tea for 10 grand. And he just bursts out laughing. He's laughing at her, basically. It's like, you've had a... Apparently she says she's always been a vegetarian. It's not like a fad. It's not like a new thing. She's always lived.
Yeah, she's like 20-something years in or something. Yeah.
And he's like, you've sold yourself out for 10 grand in a couple of seconds. Your whole life's values. And he's basically mocking her for it.
Yeah.
But he gives her the money.
Oh, yeah.
He hands the money over straight away. That's not an issue. And then it's revealed that John Hurd, I didn't catch his name.
No.
Conway?
I've just called him Home Alone.
I think he was called Conway. He doesn't drink. So I'm like, well, we know where this is going now.
He hasn't touched a drop for 16 years.
Yes, he's a recovering alcoholic. Lambert makes him an offer. And he's like, I'll give you 10 grand if you drink that glass of wine. Or, here's a pitcher of...
It's a full decanter of scotch.
Decanter, that's the word I'm looking for. A decanter of scotch. And I'll give you 50 grand if you drink the whole thing. Conway's pretty adamant that he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Until the 50 grand hits the table.
Yeah, then he's straight in there.
And then he necks it straight from the decanter. It doesn't even use a glass. I think it's Cal says, well, is this the game? Is this the sort of thing you're just going to mock us all night? And Lambert's like, no, the game hasn't started yet. But then he gives them the rules. And he's like, right, the game that we're going to play is a simple game of Would You Rather. We're going to play it over a series of rounds. Each round you will get given a choice. But in this game, whatever you choose, you must do. So if we'd have done that a minute ago, you'd have been drinking somebody's sweat by now.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
He says it's timed, so you'll get a certain amount of time to make your decision, and your decision has to be final.
Yeah. Pro players will be eliminated as they go, and a refusal to participate is classed as an elimination.
Yeah.
In round one, you have 15 seconds to choose.
It gives them all a chance to leave at this point. Anyone who wants to leave.
It does. He says that if you want to go, you're more than welcome to go. And somebody says to him, why don't you just help us all? You've obviously got the money. Why can't you just help them all? Help everybody. And he's like, I can't help everyone. You have to kind of prove yourself, prove that you're worthy of my money. Because he's a bit of a psycho, let's be honest. He offers them, like you say, the chance to leave. And nobody does, but then Conway considers it a little bit. He gets up.
It's because Bevins has wheeled in this trolley.
Yes.
Of like electrical equipment.
It's got 2 car batteries on it. That's how he describes it.
Yeah. And that's the point in which Home Alone is like, yeah, actually, I'd like to go.
Yeah. But he's like, no, you had your chance. Yeah. You can't go.
You're in now. You're locked in.
You're in. Then the trolley gets reeled in, and I've written, here we go.
And it's just like dropped in conversation by Lambrick. I think, oh, by the way, Bevins, butler, he used to be a interrogator for MI5. That made me laugh. It's just the way it was delivered.
And as soon as that little fact is revealed, Conway's like, nah, fuck this, I'm out of here. I'm going. So he gets up, and Lambrick's like, you're not going. Nobody left when I gave you the opportunity to go. The game has begun. You're in this now. And Conway's like, no, I'm going. John Hurd's like, I'm heading out the door. So Bevins fucking shoots him.
Yeah.
Literally kills him dead, straight from the off. Everybody screams. Everybody's going a bit crazy. They kind of all know now what they've let themselves in for.
Sure.
And there's a lot of regret around the table, I believe. So we've lost one already.
There's a lot of blubbering already.
Yeah, John Hurd's already dead. That feels like a horrible thing to say when he actually... And yeah, so we're down to 7 already from 8. But the game's not even started. So the first question comes, and it's aimed at Cal, who is the guy from My Name is Earl. He is asked, would you rather electrocute yourself or Amy?
Yeah, so it's the concept is now for this round. So 2 people... Yeah. It's the person sitting next to you, basically they both have a headband with electrical connections on it attached to them, and the simple question is, you have a button, 2 buttons, you can either electrocute yourself or the person sitting next to you.
Yeah, so Cal has to choose himself or Amy. He electrocutes himself.
Yeah.
And he does a wobble, and it goes a bit crazy.
His hair smoulders a bit.
It does a little bit.
This is a big electrical charge that get hit.
Yeah, it knocks him out for a little while. Because Bevins has got this thing about bringing people back around by just rubbing their face.
Yeah.
It's really creepy. He does it a lot. Amy, who has survived that one, is then obviously past the button, and it's her turn to choose.
So I think Amy's the only one we've not really mentioned. So she's a bit of an emo, isn't she?
Yeah.
So this is the character that Sasha Grey plays.
Yeah. And she's a bit of a bitch as well. She's there to play the game. She just, as she wasn't there to make any friends, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Linda is given the other head strap, who is the older lady in the wheelchair. And Amy presses the button for Linda before he's even finished asking the question.
Yeah.
She doesn't even need the 15 seconds. Amy's ruthless. Obviously, Linda's an older lady. It knocks her out. So she gets brought around again. Then she has to choose. She electrocutes Peter, who I think is the guy who was sitting next to her on the other side. He's a bigger guy.
He was next to her. He's like the guy with the stubble and...
Yeah. Peter. Sure, he was called Peter.
Yeah, I think he was.
Then we cut back. It cuts away for a little brief moment to the doctor from earlier.
Yeah.
He's in his house and he's going to a drawer and he's found a gun. He's got a gun. So that's just a little brief scene, and we're back. Then we're straight back in the room, and everybody's just going around electrocuting the person next to them. Iris, I think, picked herself. I didn't write down what everybody picked because
so the chain kind of breaks because Lucas, who's the guy sitting next to Iris, he shocks himself.
Yeah.
And then
Iris picks herself, definitely.
Iris picks herself instead of Cal because it's done the full circle and he's already been done. So yeah. There's a little bit of working together as it comes back to our heroes, I guess.
Yeah, they're kind of bonding, aren't they? Once the round's finished, Lambrick says to him, "Look, I'll give you a minute. You've got a moment to prepare for round 2." Cut back to the doctor. He's now driving with his gun.
Yeah.
With their little tiny scenes of just, we know he's coming.
I'm not sure I needed as many cutaways, but there you go.
They have Lambrick and Julian leave the room and they have a bit of a chat about how they're going to escape. Julian comes back in and he starts mocking them all.
Yes.
Because he's a bit of a dick as well. And Travis stands up.
Yeah.
Travis is one of the other guys that we've not mentioned much of.
Yeah, he's an ex-military guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't look like one, though.
No, and he basically says, what have you ever done to Julian? You're entitled so-and-so. And
prick. Yeah, he basically stands up to him
and Julian says, "You've made a big mistake."
Yeah, what did you do that for?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
And in the background, as this is happening, the butler and his staff are basically laying out a kill room.
Yeah, they're basically covering
Dexter
the whole room in
style.
plastic. They're Dexter in it. Cut to the doctor again. He now arrives where he's going.
Yeah, he scales the wall, doesn't he?
Yeah, and we're in round 2. So Lambrick comes back in. He's like, "Right, for this round, you've got 30 seconds to decide." And we're starting with Iris this time. So the question is, Iris, would you rather stab Cal in the thigh with an ice pick or hit Travis with some sort of whipping staff 3 times?
Yeah.
Travis is like, you can't... The thigh's a really dangerous place to stab somebody. He's like, whip me 3 times, I can take that. That's not an issue. Bevan's kind of shows, she agrees to do that. Bevan shows her how to do it. Because Lambrick's like, you can't just hit him a little bit. You need to proper go for it.
Yeah, you got to put your full effort in.
And she does. And his back is fucking ripped to pieces.
Yeah.
At the end of it. That stick I don't know what it was made of, but it was a nasty piece of work. Lucas then gets given the exact same question, and the question is aimed again at Travis.
Yeah.
So it's stab Iris in the thigh, or give Travis 3 more hits. And I'm like, ooh, Travis should not have stood up to Julian. So
Travis is like, I can take it. Go on.
Yeah, I can take 3 more. It fucking hurts, but I can take 3 more. And he does. He's now been whipped 6 times across the back. And his back is fucked up. There's blood pouring through his shirt. I've written here, and I'm really proud of this, because I feel like I know films because I got this right. I've written here, cut back to the doctor. I feel like he's going to holler on this. You'll get that if you know what The Shining is. I've literally written that down. I feel like he's going to holler on it. It's then Peter's turn. Peter is the man sitting next to Linda. Linda's in a wheelchair. So Peter's feeling is Linda won't even feel this if I stab her in the thigh because she's paralysed. So I'm going to do that.
Sure.
And he does. And he hits the artery and she starts pissing blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Then it's Linda's turn. Linda obviously is still pissing blood everywhere. So she very quickly stabs Amy in the leg.
Yeah.
And Amy punches her in the face.
It's just back fists.
Back fists to Linda straight in the face. Hey, Linda's, like we said earlier, in 80s at this point. Amy's then given the question, but the question slightly changes because it's you can whip Travis or you can stab anyone. So she picks up the ice pick and stabs Iris right in the lung, in the side, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to fly through this because there's a lot going on in this film.
That's fine. It's fine.
We're almost at an hour already. Travis at this point falls off his chair, which made me laugh, and it probably shouldn't have done because he's just pouring blood out, and all of a sudden he just hits the chair. Doctor breaks into the basement. He's obviously coming to save the day. Cut back. Unfortunately, Linda's now dead.
Yeah, she's gone.
She's bled out from this leg wound.
They wheel her away.
They wheel her away. The Bevins goes over to check on Travis because he's lying on the floor. He isn't dead as yet.
No.
But he's not far away.
He's struggling.
A bad way. And now it's Cal's turn. And Cal gets exactly the same question. You can whip Travis 3 more times, basically finish off Travis, or you can stab Lucas wherever you want. And he's like, he says to Lucas, if I stab you in the leg, I could kill you like he's just killed Linda. Travis is already pretty much dead anyway.
I didn't like this. I didn't think this decision made sense.
I agree. He decides to finish off Travis, basically.
And it was too sudden a character shift, because he'd been like a nice guy up to this point.
All the way point, yeah.
And like, he's been electrocuted once and he's gone to pieces. I just didn't buy this bit.
No, I agree with you. I would have definitely... Lucas was a strong man. He could have taken that 5 stabbing. Travis doesn't die, amazingly, but Bevins says, look, he's too far gone, he's not going to be able to finish the game.
He's out for the count, yeah.
He's out, yeah. So they remove him from the game, basically he's eliminated.
It's ref stoppage for Travis.
So they're down to 5. Obviously, it's the break between rounds again, and they decide they're going to have a go at running.
Yeah, they just
trying to overpower him. So there's a proper ruckus goes on now. Everybody's kind of beating each other, and you kind of lose track of what's happening and who's got away and who hasn't.
Cal gets hold of like the whipping stick, so he managed to get a couple of blows in on the guards.
Yeah, and then he heads to Lambert, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to get some in on him, but then Lambert just shoots him.
Yeah.
Which stops everything. As soon as that gun goes off, everybody stops. They all get sat back down at the table.
Well, Iris has managed to get out.
Yeah, I was going to say, except Iris isn't there. She's managed to get out of the room.
She had the ice pick, so she's put that in the shoulder of a guard, and she's managed to escape.
So she's missing in the house now. So Bevan goes after her, and Julian's like, I'm going to go after her as well. There's a bit of a chase scene. There's nothing too exciting. And then eventually Julian catches her.
Yeah.
And he tries to rape her.
Yeah, it's just a bit...
He's a creepy, horrible weirdo.
Yes.
But he's also quite slight. And even though she's been stabbed in her lung, she manages to beat the crap out of him. Just as she beats the crap out of him, the doctor shows up and he's going to save the day.
Yay.
But unfortunately, instantly gets shot because he does fucking hell around it. And I'm so proud that I called that.
That is good work.
It was obvious that it was going to happen. He literally gets there as soon as he's like, Iris, I've come to say, and he doesn't even get to finish his sentence, and Bevan shoots him in the face, and we're done. That's it. You don't see the doctor again. You don't even know what happened to him. So it's been a bit of a red herring all the way through. Bevins takes her back to the game. Bevins pulls Lambrick aside, and he can hear him whispering, but he says he's tried to rape her, and Lambrick storms out of the room.
Sure.
So he's going to obviously go and deal with... Do we see Julian again?
No. Lambrick comes back and basically says, "You won't. I apologise for my son's behaviour. We won't be seeing him again." And that's it.
No. And we don't ever see him again. We don't know what he's done. And then he says, "Back to the game." And somebody wheels in a big barrel full of water.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh dear.
It's going to be fun.
And they all get given an envelope as well. So this time the choice is better the devil you know, basically. So
sure.
Lambrick says, the barrel is, we will hold you underwater for 2 minutes. Or you can choose the mystery envelope.
Right. And I didn't like this round as much.
No, I didn't either.
Because he lied.
Yeah, he did.
And you're right, it isn't a would you rather. Because he says to them, I'm putting the envelopes down at random, fine, no problem with that. But he specifically says, the whole gamble you're taking is that some of the things in those envelopes are fine, they're minor, and some of them are pretty bad, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But he is lying.
Because they're all pretty bad.
Because they're all horrible.
So he goes from Jigsaw to Mark Hoffman at this point.
Yeah, because he hasn't lied.
No, at all. No, the game's been fair up until now.
Well, not fair, but he's...
the rules...
He's not lied
playing by the rules, yeah. But it's exactly the same as Saw. And the guy who takes over from Jigsaw, you can't win his games.
Yeah.
Peter decides he's going to reverse psychology. He's a gambler. So,
this made me laugh as well, and I don't think it meant to. He literally talks through what he's doing, doesn't he?
Yeah. And eventually...
You want me to choose the water, so I'm going to choose the envelope.
Basically. And he does choose the envelope. And inside the envelope is a card, and it's just got a picture of a firecracker on it.
Yep.
So Lambert says, oh, that's not too bad. You've just got to light a firecracker in your hand. And Peter's like, I can do that. No problem. Except what he's given is basically a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, it's like a mini stick of dynamite.
I think he calls it a quarter stick.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't set this up in my hand. What the fuck are you talking about? and he ends up having it taped to his hand,
Sure.
and then he lights it, and then it blows his hand off.
Yeah.
As it obviously will. They make him step away from the table, so they know it's going to happen. It blows his hands off. He hits the deck quite hard.
This bit was definitely played for laughs.
Yeah, it was. It was, and it didn't. Did it make you laugh? Because it's
Bevins made me laugh.
Yeah. Go on. What did he do?
So he goes over to him.
Yeah.
And Peter's on the floor, and Bevins just goes, "I think he's having a heart attack." Now he's dead.
That's exactly what happened. So we're down to 3. It wasn't funny. There's not a lot about this film that is funny, and I'll get to that at the end. We've got 3 left. Basically, we're down to Lucas, Iris, and Amy.
Yeah.
Lucas picks the envelope again. He doesn't think he can hold his breath for 2 minutes. In the envelope is a picture of an eye. And Lambrick's like, "Oh, this one's not too bad. All you've got to do is slit it open with a razor blade."
Sure. Of course.
Fuck that. And it's basically Lucas's reaction. He's like, "Fuck that. I can't do that. What are you talking about?"
I'm with him. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it, I don't think.
No, I think you're right. I don't think I would. But I definitely couldn't hold my breath for 2 minutes. So what do you do?
Yeah, I don't think I could physically lift that to my eye.
No. Would you rather just because he's going to get shot if he doesn't do it?
Yeah, I think I would.
So the basic, we have not mentioned Lambrick's got a timer the whole time. He's timing everything. So he says, "Like, I'll give you 30 seconds. You've got 30 seconds." Well, he says they're going to eliminate you, but they're basically going to shoot.
And once you've made your choice is final. So
Yeah,
there's no like, "Oh, actually, I'd rather have the barrel."
No.
Yeah.
So the clock starts ticking down. He's like, gets close to his eye and then screams and squares and screams, and it's really quite tense. Eventually, he does do it, but it's off camera.
Yeah.
I was really expecting them to graphically show that.
Yeah, there was no like squelch or anything, was there?
There was nothing. It was just a scream. There was just a scream. You see him raise the blade to his eye, and then there's just a scream. And you don't even see the aftermath because he instantly covers it with his hands.
Yeah, so they don't even really bother. I think it's a bit swollen shut, but they don't even really bother doing any makeup on it, do they?
No, they don't. Because it's basically that scene is the poster for this film.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be a lot more to that scene.
There was nothing to it, was there?
No. Not that we probably should want it, but if you're going to do a body horror film, you might as well do a body horror film. Then it's Iris's turn, and she's like, "I'm going barrel."
Yeah.
Straight in. She doesn't even want to open her envelope. So Lambrick gets brought a brew at this point because he's going to sit for 2 minutes now. Bevins holds her head under the water.
Yeah.
And whilst she's under there, she's all calm and
she goes all like zen, doesn't she?
Yeah, she has a bit of a dream of her brother. And he's sitting in a car and he's talking about when he had a dream about her drowning.
Yeah.
And then eventually she struggles. And she struggles quite a lot. And eventually the 2 minutes is up and she comes out and she's alive. She survived it. She wasn't under there for 2 minutes, by the way. She was under there for 1 minute and 16 seconds.
What? Bullshit.
I didn't time that. That's one of IMDb's trivia points. She opens her envelope. Well, one of them opens her envelope at that point to see what she could have got.
Just to see, yeah.
And on her card was to have all of her teeth extracted.
Yeah.
Which is long-term quite bad.
That's nasty.
Nasty. Then it's Amy's turn. It's revealed at this point by Lambrick somehow that Amy's husband drowned her daughter.
This was very clumsily just dropped in the script.
It just came out of nowhere, yeah. We've not had any backstory of any other character.
No.
We don't know anything about any of them, other than Iris. But yeah, that's just really clumsily locked in. So she decides to pick the envelope. She makes a big mistake there because in the envelope is a picture of a barrel with a 4 next to it.
Also, again, I think he's breaking his own rules here because at the start he gave that whole instruction to his son saying, "Don't influence them, don't lead them." Yeah, he's basically just got. He says, "Oh, Amy, I suppose you won't want to take the barrel because of what happened with your son, your husband and your daughter." I was like, if that's not leading the witness to the envelope, what is?
Absolutely. And it turns out that her envelope says that she's got to go in the barrel anyway, but for 4 minutes and not 2 minutes. And Lucas is like, "That's not even possible. What are you talking about?" And he's like, "It is possible. People can hold their breath for longer than 4 minutes."
Yeah. Nowhere near the world record.
Yeah, he does. Amy, though, can't because she doesn't even make 20 seconds.
Which, again, isn't really fair because that's like someone saying to me, you can survive, but you've got to run 100 metres faster than Usain Bolt.
Yeah, basically.
It's possible. It's not going to happen.
Lambrick wanted Amy dead at this point because He doesn't even give a chance to take a breath. Bevins grabs her head so quick and just pushes it straight under. And Iris is like, she didn't even get a chance to breathe.
Yeah, so the game's up totally off the
definitely
rails at this point.
It's not fair at this point. And she dies pretty much straight away. She starts struggling as soon as her head hits the water. And she's dead. She's done. She's drowned. She's gone. Which leaves us with two, Iris and Lucas. And Lambert sits down. He's like, right, we're at the final round. This is it. This is make or break. All or nothing. Usually this doesn't even get past the first question. So if you get the first question, you've got a massive advantage. So we're going to flip a coin to see who goes first, which he does. Iris wins the coin toss. And the question comes to Iris. Would you rather end the game now with nothing? Both people live, but you walk out of here with no money.
Sure.
Or take this gun and shoot Lucas in the chest. And I've written it's gone all golden balls. Because that's the same thing they have to deal with. Like, if she chooses to leave the game now, then Lucas would have surely been given the same question.
Yeah.
And he could have shot her and gone with all the money. So it's
exactly
the same as Just the Carrots golden balls. Lucas basically starts begging for his life. He's like, look, we'll just get out of here. The game's over. We're done. We've survived. Let's go.
And then he starts to tell his story.
Yeah.
Like, why he's there.
Yeah. He doesn't get very far because she picks up the gun and shoots him in the chest.
Yeah.
Straight away. And everybody starts clapping. All the staff start clapping, and it's really uncomfortable because she's crying her eyes out and like screaming that what she's just done. And everybody's really happy that she's done it.
Yeah, she's literally getting a round of applause.
Yeah, literally. Everybody's like, she gets a standing ovation for doing it. But she's won. So she gets a bag full of cash. Lambert says the donor's been arranged. There's somebody in Romania, I think, who's going to donate the bone marrow.
Yep.
Here's your big bag full of money. And here's a car to take you home. So she goes home. It's all over. She gets home. She has a shower because she's still got this hole in her chest, remember? She sorts herself out, goes in to check on her brother, and unfortunately her brother's taken an overdose and has died.
Yeah.
Over this weekend. The end of the film. So that was a bit of a down note to end on. But what did you think overall? I'm going to come back to that ending in a minute.
Parts of it, it went really quick.
Yeah.
Like, I quite enjoyed it whilst I was watching it.
Yeah.
But there's parts of it I really didn't like. Like the ones I've pulled out, basically. It annoys me that it's not stuck to its own rules.
Yes.
Because it's just a bit too lazy to do this movie properly. That's kind of what I felt.
Exactly. I've written down here, it's a movie of missed opportunity. Because there's so many good things you can do with that sort of premise. I just didn't like... I liked the film overall. I think it's been done better, and I think it's easy to do it better. You can make that film better quite easily, which we'll come to when we get to the Turning the Tide section.
I saw it more as a not that much of a funny comedy as opposed to a poor horror film.
Yeah, but it's not a lot of fun. It is quite uncomfortable at points.
But they were definitely going for the sort of black comedy vibe. I had it more of as a black comedy than a horror. 'Cause I thought I was getting a horror torture porn Eli Roth type thing.
Exactly, so did I.
And that's not what this is.
You've got to go one way or the other. You've got to go full on body horror torture porn, or you've got to go full on black comedy. And this one kind of teetered over in the middle.
Yeah.
It didn't know which one it wanted to be, and it ended up taking itself too seriously. Even though, like you say...
But not all the time, because then you just got an outright comedy line.
Fest, yeah. So...
And it didn't quite mesh together. Which sounds like I didn't like it, but I didn't not like it. I just didn't... Yeah, it didn't have me all the way.
I agree. It's good for what it is, but it's been done better. And it isn't that difficult to make this film better. But
I really like the cast.
The cast are brilliant.
It's really diverse. It is, and they're all good and they're all game for it, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I could have done without the ending. I didn't need that last little twist.
I could not agree more.
Just rubs it in. I didn't need to. She's just been through all that. Why do we need to kick her when she's down?
It's stupid. I've written literally my very first note after I've written the end is I'd definitely get rid of that. It's stupid and predictable. It's unnecessary. It didn't need to happen.
Yeah, even before she got home, I was like, her brother's going to be dead.
Yeah, and it's so.
I knew it was going to do it.
Most horror films will give you a happy ending because of what you've sat through. You don't need a bad ending on a horror film. I don't know. It just didn't work. That didn't sit right with me at all. It didn't need to happen. It was unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
So yeah, mixed, very mixed.
Mixed,
on
yeah.
this.
Shall we talk stream table?
Sure.
Do you want me to run through the whole stream table?
Yes, please.
Currently at the bottom of the stream is Malevolent, that's at number 9. Life Force is at number 8. iBoy is at number 7. Results is at number 6. Results is plummeting down the table, which I'm enjoying. Hungerford is at number 5. The Discovery is at number 4 currently. Catfight is at number 3. The Lost Bullet, which was your wildcard pick from last week, is at number 2. And Caliber is still holding its place at number 1, which is Sam's wildcard. What are you thinking on this one?
I think for me, the debate is which side of the Discovery does this one fall?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're higher than I am. My debate was which side of Results does it fall?
Okay.
So that puts us around Hungerford. Do you think it's a better film than Hungerford?
I think I enjoyed it more, yeah.
Interesting. That is interesting. Okay, I can get on board with that.
I'm really surprised because I thought you'd be. I thought it would be the other way around.
I enjoyed it, but I think I could have done it better. That sounds really egotistical, but
so
I think it's a lot of missed opportunity in there.
I agree completely with what you're saying.
I could have done it better.
No, I agree completely with what you're saying. I think there is a lot of missed opportunity, but it was still breezy and
it was good.
It was fine.
I will therefore put it below the Discovery and above Hungerford.
So what would that be?
5th.
Okay.
You happy with that? So it'd be Discovery.
I just think it wasn't,
and then Hungerford.
That's fine. It wasn't as funny as it needed to be as a comedy, and it wasn't horrific enough as it needed to be a horror.
Yeah, agreed.
If we were turning a tide on it,
we are. That's coming up next. So we'll put it below the Discovery and above Hungerford. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Excellent. How would you turn the tide on it, Nick?
I'm going full in. Let's chop some limbs off.
Full in.
I
agree.
Let's have some gushers.
I've actually got a few.
Pull some teeth out. Just go for it.
I've written that. That's one of my suggestions. If you're going to go body horror, go full on body horror because there's not hardly anything in this. There's no blood in it. You see Travis's back, but only through his shirt. You see a bit of blood piss through Linda's trousers.
Yeah.
And that's about it. You don't even see him slit his eyes. Never even any blood coming out of his eyes. Just swelled up at the end.
Sure.
You see Amy drown, which is quite graphic. If you go in body horror,
the worst bit of her drowning. The worst bit of her drowning, sorry to speak across you, is just it's the squeak of her trainers on the
slipping on the plastic. Agreed. If you're going to make a body horror film, then make a body horror film. Do it properly. Don't go full on Hostel because that's like the other end of the scale. But you could have done this a lot better. I've got 2 more.
Okay, cool.
Like I said, I think I could do this better. I think you should vary the questions.
Okay.
The fact that there was only 3 questions in there annoyed me a little bit because everybody got asked the same thing in every round. I think I'd have asked different questions to them.
Right.
Does that make sense? But in the first round, they all had to electrocute each other.
But I quite like this circuitousness of that. If that was even a word.
It is now. I didn't. That put me off. I was like, if you're going to have fun with a body horror film, then get as many questions in there as you can.
As an opening round, I thought it was fine. The whole pass it on to the next person, and then I quite liked how it was linked, and the psychological bit, I suppose, of would what happened to the last person influence your decision, and but it didn't have the guts to carry it through, and it just descended, didn't it, into just
it was too formulaic,
stupid game.
I've also got a recasting suggestion.
Okay.
Shepard Lambrick needed to be.
I couldn't take him seriously.
No, but I think it needed to be a lot more weird and a lot more like he was too normal.
Yeah,
and he needed to be a lot more disconcerting. I want to recast him with Walton Goggins.
Oh, nice.
All the way through, I was thinking this would be a great thing for him to do. Yeah. He'd be brilliant at that because he's got that maniacal edge to him, and you just think, yeah, you're a psychopath. I didn't get that with this guy. I didn't feel at any point, yeah, you're a psychopath.
He wasn't creepy.
He wasn't creepy, and he wasn't psychotic.
He wasn't really weird.
No.
And
can you imagine?
But I didn't.
Walton Goggins sitting there with that cup of tea while Amy's drowning. Oh, it's been amazing.
The problem is, I didn't find it creepy that he wasn't creepy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe they were going for the fact that he was relatively normal.
Yeah.
that
but
should freak you out, but it didn't work for me.
It didn't work because he just came across as normal. Whereas you need somebody who's a psycho playing normal.
Yeah.
And I think Walton Goggins would be amazing at that. And it just all the way through, I couldn't get him out of my head.
Someone who's sort of coming apart at the seams a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's good. Good thinking.
Thank you. Do you want to pick next week's film?
Yes.
Right. What are you looking for?
What haven't we had for a while?
I really enjoyed doing something a bit less serious this week.
Sure.
So it's something that was a bit more you didn't have to concentrate on so much. I'd quite like something else like that.
Okay. I'm up for that. Just I've not got a genre in mind particularly, so
something a bit silly and a bit that you can just enjoy.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to press the button. Ready?
Do it.
It has picked a film called Shimmer Lake.
Cool.
Do you have any ideas what Shimmer Lake is?
No whatsoever.
Interesting. Right, I'll look it up on IMDb. Have you any idea what you think it is? What's it give you the impression of?
Frat party at a lake. I'm thinking maybe horror again.
It's not.
Okay.
It's a crime drama mystery thriller.
Oh, I love a crime drama mystery thriller.
Oh my goodness. The synopsis says, an inventive crime thriller told backwards.
Oh, lovely.
Great.
Memento me up.
Reversing day by day for a week following a local sheriff's quest to unlock the mysteries of 3 small-town criminals and a bank heist gone wrong.
Let's do it. I'm up for the challenge.
The tagline is right place, wrong crime.
Oh.
It's a Netflix original. It's got Rainn Wilson in it.
Oh, ace.
We've been talking about him a little bit just lately because he narrated that other thing, didn't he?
We Are the Champions.
We Are the Champions, yeah. Cool, yeah. So we'll watch that, shall we?
Let's do it.
Cool. And in the meantime, check us out on Twitter and Instagram at BOTS_podcast on both of them. Facebook.com/bottom of the stream. Check out our brand new website. It's www.bottomofthestream.com, where you'll find every episode we've ever recorded, every stream table we've ever done. You can find the Botscars results, any Oscar winners. There's some merch on there. It's nearly Christmas. I'm not sure if you get it in time now, but get some merch from there. And you can also check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/bottom of the stream. For a couple of quid every month, you'll get some early access to the episodes, free, I don't know what I'm talking about, early access to the episodes, some free bonus episodes, that's where I was going. And Nick writes a newsletter occasionally, once a month, and you get a wild card if you come in at a certain level. And there's one last thing, check us out on Discord. The community over there is still growing. It's really good. We have a lot of fun in there. The link to the Discord will be at the very bottom of the show notes in the podcast description in your podcast app.
Yeah, if you can't do that, then please spend a couple of minutes to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, on Podchaser, on Podbean, or anywhere else that you can review podcasts. Maybe over Christmas, if you're playing any sort of party games, then you can bring in a barrel of water and say to people, would you rather spend 2 minutes submerged in this or review our podcast?
Awesome, yeah, do that. Why not? And in the meantime, go out and watch Shimmer Lake and then come back next week and we'll talk to you about it.
Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.